our spirit. What is it? Where does it go? Are we able to see them using our mind's eye? If so, just what can spirit teach us? Welcome to School Through Spirit. Host DeEtte Renee is a certified psychic medium and master teacher of psychic and mediumship development through LWISSD. DeEtte was born knowing spirit and now is here to help you better understand the spirit world. And now your host, DeEtte Renee.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome. This is DeEtte Renee here of School Through Spirit with the Edge Network, coming in every Monday morning to just enlighten lives, bringing a little bit of awareness, helping us along our way. And let's see where we can go just to kind of expand who we are, even in the slightest. Each week we do come through with a topic just to kind of explore. One of those topics we talk about is always inadvertently coming from Neil Donald Walsh. I honestly love Neil Donald. Why? Because quite frankly, he is just really a person that's got tons of information, tons of knowledge. He's been doing this forever. Not trying to copy the man by any means, but we do use his book. We use his book. Good morning, Tim. We use this book to kind of expand ourselves, kind of get that idea going and jump into wherever we're going to go. It's always funny to me because I use the book. Excuse me. I mean, I try to pay attention throughout the week just to kind of go, as everybody does, we all have this, what is this key theme that's kind of going on? Like, why is this? Good morning, Casey. What's going on? What's happening? You know, that theme that we tend to have throughout a week, throughout a lifetime. And I pay attention to those. But then I'm always beautifully surprised. And I don't know why I'm surprised, because every week I open this book and boom, there it is. And we start talking about it, and it literally starts giving me just every circumstance throughout the last 7 days that has been on point with the message for today. So I love how this works. I also want to let you know I wasn't able to get it set up today because I'm tired. Because I was at Days of the Dead event over this weekend, a horror fest in Rosemont, Illinois, and I met an amazing gentleman, Mark Ashby, and he does horizontal Horizon music. He's got Mark Ashby, The Distance, Steve Jofale. Apparently it's different type of music that goes about, and we're going to try over the next weeks. So there's not a definite day. I'm going to try to play some of his music. But it's really cool. His music. It's not words. I haven't heard words in it. I've just heard very electronic type sounds, but super, super cool. It is Horizon music. He's given me the URLs to be able to play some of this. So we're going to see if we can do this in the future for us, just to kind of expand us a little bit, see where we're going. So today's 5-card stud is coming to us by the Tree Keepers Oracle, written by Angi Sullins. We all know I love a little bit of Angi Sullins. I think this is her third deck we've done. I do love her decks. She uses U.S. I think it's U.S. Games. I think that's, yes, U.S. Game Systems as her publisher. Her artwork is amazing. Stephanie Law is the one that created the artwork for this deck, but I love Angi's concepts. So we're going to use that. So let's get prepared to talk. Moving a little slow today. Sorry for everybody that's kind of listening or watching, just moving a little slow, but we're getting there. We're getting there, right? So not sure if we need the glasses today, but yes, we're going to need the glasses today. Beautiful artwork as always. Now, I don't know if you guys know this. Hopefully you know this. Neil Donald Walsh wrote Conversations with God. Beautiful story about him. I'm not even going to try to get into it. I just know a little bit of the story. This man has been homeless. This man has been in dire straits. This man has been where all of us have been. And from what I understand, it's kind of like one day he just started talking to God, and God was listening, had a conversation going back and forth. But he's written several books, and all of them are so enlightening. And quite frankly, I find myself, whenever I need that pick me up, whenever I am in that place where I'm going, I just can't do this. I don't know where I'm going. This is a gentleman I go to. Why? Because it takes religion and makes it common sense for me. I'm not a religious person. I will never say that I am a Christian or Catholic or Lutheran or Protestant. But that doesn't mean I don't have faith. It doesn't mean that I don't have a really strong belief system. But what it means is that I have a hard time following an organized religion and their dogmas. Okay. And quite frankly, it's just their dogmas. I just cannot get into. And I found out this weekend that I'm not wrong in my beliefs. Talked to a beautiful man by the name of John Shepard. Beautiful, amazing gentleman. John Shepard is an actor. Good morning, Ed. He's also a producer, and he's a Christian. I mean, this is a card-carrying, Bible-carrying, to the core, reads the good book every single day, and quotes scripture. Just tremendous, amazing man. And normally a person I would run. I would run. Nope, he's going to burn me. You know what I mean? And it was really the opposite. It was completely the opposite. Very devout in his belief in his religion, but very much a believer of all of this and believer of me. And he didn't call me a fraud. And he didn't say any of those negative Nancy type of things that I tend to get. And instead he was like, no, I believe in you. I believe it. And I believe that you do understand, because he believed in my faith. He believed that he's seen that I had a strong faith, even though I didn't follow a Christian Bible or Catholic Bible type way of life. And I really enjoyed that. So that's one reason why I love Neale Donald, is because it brings me into my faith. It gives me a stronger resilience in who I am, and my belief system. And I'm not trying to put that on you guys, but it helps me. And that's one reason why I go to this gentleman. This is why this gentleman really does pick me up. So that's a little bit for me to you guys. You guys take it wherever you feel from, because I'll never be a person that tries to shove things down your throat. So let's go into this. It says the game of life. The game of life. I have devised a way for you to create anew and know who you are in your experience. Okay. I did this by providing you with, number one, relativity, a system wherein you could exist as a thing in relationship to something else. He's getting kind of particular here. Number two, forgetfulness, a process by which you willingly submit to total amnesia so that you cannot know that relativity is merely a trick and that you are all of it. Consciousness, a state of being in which you grow until you've reached full awareness, then become a true and living God, creating and experiencing your own reality, expanding and exploring that reality, changing and recreating that reality as you stretch your consciousness to new limits, or shall we say, to no limit. In this paradigm, consciousness is everything. Consciousness, that of which you are truly aware, is the basis of all truth and thus all true spirituality. And that is the point of all this. It is so that you can create who you are, who you want to be. This is the act of God being good. It is me being me through you. This is point of all life. Oh my gosh, guys, this is going to be a topic this week. And it's a hard one. It's a hard one, not because it's like, oh my gosh, this really is the truth, the core of all of us. It's not necessarily because it's hard. It's hard to grasp it, is what I'm guessing. It's hard to grasp. Even as I'm reading and I'm going, yeah. The grasp it, to explain it, to live it is so much more difficult. Okay. So let's kind of jump into this, because, I think we've been kind of slowly building up to this. So I want to hit on not number one, but number two, the forgetfulness. Okay. Because as we're becoming aware in this lifetime, as we're becoming aware, and I know all of us are, because all of us get that I'm stuck feeling. I don't know where to go feeling. I feel like something is supposed to happen. I feel like something is going on, but I don't know what it is. And we all sit in that moment. And it's really hard. It's very uncomfortable. It's very uncomfortable. And I've been finding this a lot in readings with people because they feel stuck. They don't know where to go. They feel lost. They're trying to ascend, all this wonderful stuff, but they really don't know what the word ascend means. Because why? Because they don't understand the concept of it. And I get it. I get it. You know, there's so many books out there on 5D and 2D and 3D and ascension and blah, blah, blah. The list just goes on and on and on and on and on by people that have moments of clarity and write about it, which is super awesome. But it confuses the rest of us. So let's look at the forgetfulness. Let's get into that. So when we start this beautiful lifetime, we have all the knowledge of the universe. Truly, we have all of it. We know who we are. We understand it all. We sit on the other side, say in heaven, and we get to look down on these crazy worlds, whether it be Earth or Mars or some other planet out there in the galaxies in the universe. And we get this privilege of sitting there and watching the show from the comfortability of our own living rooms on the other side, on the other side of the veil. And we're in all knowing. We understand it. We're all connected. A beautiful book called Shambhala was written by a gentleman by the name of James Red. Tim, you're going to have it. Redfield. I just lost James. I just lost James' name. Good morning, Keith. So if Tim, you can put James's name in the comments, I'd really appreciate it because all of a sudden just went out of my head. But he wrote a Celestine Prophecies series, and the last book he wrote in that series was Shambhala. And it's really getting to that place. It's supposed to be a fiction book, but truly it's very nonfiction. It really is very nonfiction. But getting back to Shambhala, we're all connected. We're all together. A simple thought and we're there, a simple thought and a wall goes up and we're able to walk through walls. And we're able to do this. It's all in thought process, but yet still having the privacy that you need, but yet completely being connected. Thank you so much, Tim. James Redfield. Beautiful, beautiful book, beautiful concept. And many amazing people have jumped on board for a movie that he created based on the first book. Now, that's what we're at in the soul system. That's where we're at in the soul. Okay, when we're in the soul, not in the body, we are all connected. Everything's a thought. We are all together. Not one of us is separated from another, not from God, not from each other, not from anything. We are all one, quite literally. And I know that's really a hard concept to understand because we don't feel like we're all one when we're here. The body kind of creates that. Now, the idea is, as we've talked about before, is to get into the body. To have an experience, to experience what we already know. So we know these things on the other side, but we don't understand them. Do we get that? We know it, but we don't understand it. It's kind of like watching a film, watching a movie and knowing it because you know it because you watched it. But to really understand, it's like watching, let's go into Sylvester Stallone, let's go into not Rocky. Let's go into one of his other ones. You know, everything is escaping my brain today. I don't know why. It's all gone. But let's go into some of his other films where you can watch his films. He has all of his films are very strong concepts. Okay. And you can watch it and you go, oh my God, I see it. I understand it. I'm watching it, all of it. But to truly get it, you don't. Why? Because you haven't been that man that really has, is come back from, some people have come back from the war. Don't get me wrong. Some people have come back, say that movie, they come back from the war and they get being lost in their place and the purpose. But to really fight for the rights and fight for who they are and blow up a town based on it, they don't get that. They don't understand that feeling. They get part of it, not all of it. Does that make sense? So the soul gets part of it, but it doesn't understand all of it. So it's got to jump into a body to understand, to really totally get the full experience of what they're watching. Okay. Well, the problem is if we jump into the body with all the knowledge you have, you're not going to get it. You're going to walk through with a lot of remembering. Oh, I remember watching that. I remember watching this. I remember seeing that. It's not going to be an experience. It's just a lot of, like Keith wrote, deja vu. That's what it is. I remember it. So we have to forget. We have to have this veil of amnesia fall over us so that we don't remember our full consciousness. So we don't remember that we are all one. Why? Because we're here to experience stuff to get to being all one again. And I know it's like, why do that? Why make the work? Well, you're going to a different level of understanding, a different under level of growth. It's just a building. It's becoming more of who you were, more of being one, more of being yourself. So it's coming into this lifetime. Now it's beautiful because as I was reading this, it reminded me of my sister. Now my sister, one of the most dynamic, beautiful women I've ever met, still to this day. Did she, and I'm not putting her on this pedestal because she was my older sister and she was just amazing. I could do that. I do it because when I look at her, she brought so much to so many people. True Christian. I'm talking. We're Bible thumping, book carrying, knew that Bible inside and out. You could give her a passage and she could tell you the page number. Hardcore. But she also never, and she did truly believe the Bible and what it stated. And she would say, I have friends that are witches, but I'll never see them in heaven, and blah, blah. And that made her sad that she believed in that. But I can remember her loving everybody. And it didn't matter what her faith was. She just loved people. And she wanted the best for people. And although she had a lot of flaws, because we all do, I can remember her having this drive to go home. Now, it wasn't that she wanted to die. She didn't want to commit suicide. She just really had this longing to go home. And she never understood the longing. She never understood, other than the fact that this isn't where she belonged. And her and I had a lot of conversations on this, especially as she went through cancer. And she would say, I know I don't belong here. I know this isn't my home. I need to go home. And home was where her daddy was. Home was God. And she desperately wanted to go home. And I remember on her deathbed, I remember her dying. And I remember the look on her face, because this is a lady that was in an unresponsive state and really could not move on her own and did not move for the last 48 to 72 hours. We needed to move her. And right before she passed, she went from this very stiff as a board type thing where her head was there. And all of a sudden, right before she took her last breath, she turned her head. She lifted her head, her eyes open. She went, and you could see that heaven opened up for her. She was able to see it. She understood in that moment, right before that last breath, all memory came back. Everything was gifted back to her before she left the body. And it was a beautiful gift for us because we got to see that. And we got to see her open up to that. Now, as amazing as that experience was, because I was able to see her have a remembrance of the other side, like complete consciousness awakening to go, wow, here we go. The one thing she missed, and I do believe all of us miss, is that we are here to create who we ought to be. We really are here to be whatever we want to be. So I want to take this back a little bit because I really want to get into this portion that says we're here to create. We're here to get back to consciousness. We're here to be on this planet, in this body, to get back to consciousness. But we don't realize, we hear that statement, we can be whatever we want to be, but we don't believe it. But we sit in awe later on to look back to go, wow, this all happened. And John Shepherd, and I know I'm using his name a lot. No, God, I never asked him if I could speak to him, but these were conversations we had in public, and I've heard this from a lot of people's mouths, tons of people's mouths. And I thought it was a great learning experience because he'd stated there's two things when he wanted to go be an actor. Two things. One, he didn't want to be in slasher films. Two, he didn't want to be in those God type films. And of course, he was a lot younger when he did this. And he moved to California, and the first film he got put in was Jason number 5, slasher film. After that, he decided to quit. He wasn't going to do the job, and he went on, and he was going to go and he went back to study the seminary. Went back to seminary. Went back to his faith, which I think is beautiful. And while he was there, a gentleman came in and looked at him and said, "You know what? He said, you're an actor." And this story touched me so beautifully. And John goes, no, I'm in this. I did a film. I'm not doing that. I'm here, blah, blah. He goes, I just read for this role, and I'm not going to get it, but you'd get it. You'd get it if you tried. John went, no. But he decided, good morning, Sir Angel. He decided to go and do it. Don't know why, but he did. Guess what it was? But a Billy Graham film. So here he's got the slasher. He's got the Christian on him. Then he went on to produce, I think, like 15 of Billy Graham TV shows or movies. And he said it was the one thing he looks at. He goes, you know what? The moral of the story is, don't tell God what you don't want to be, because you're going to be it. And I don't think he said, the first thing he says, he told God he wanted to be an actor. Put it on his plate. 2 of the things he didn't want to be, he did. Why? Because he literally put that energy into something. And guess what happened? It happened. And that's what we don't realize. It's whether you say you want to be or not be, you can be. There is nothing in this universe that you cannot be. We always talk about, well, this is my path. This is where I'm meant to be. This is where I'm at. More people came to me this weekend and said, DeEtte, oh my God, it's so beautiful. You found your path. You're there healing, and watch your journey. I went, oh my gosh, my journey. Oh, it's crazy. Is this what I'm supposed to be doing right now? It's just in this moment. It doesn't mean I'm supposed to be a medium my whole life. The mediumship is just one aspect. It doesn't mean I'm supposed to be a teacher my whole life. The teaching is just one aspect. Who knows what I'm going to be tomorrow? Why? Because I may decide I want to be something else. This is what I want to be right now. And I'm already in the process of going, this is what I want. This is where I want to go. This is what I want to create. And it's only a small part of what I am today, moving into something else. It's part of the journey. My grandfather, I can remember listening to the stories of my grandfather. And honestly, if you asked my grandfather when he was here what he was through life, he'd go, just kind of a jack of all trades. Because he was a self-made man throughout his life. He grew up, and one of his first jobs was being a mechanic at a small little shop in an itty-bitty little town that's still an itty-bitty town that's just a less than a blink of stuff. Matter of fact, it's 2 blinks together, 2 different towns. And he went on from that. And I know he had several different jobs, but he was, he owned a gravel pit. He owned a racetrack. He was a farmer. He did cattle, for meat. He did tobacco. He had horses. He could build anything and create anything. And quite frankly, the things that I know of him, which was the racetrack and the gravel pit and the tobacco farming and the builder stuff, that is just in the last 20 years of his life. Not even 20 years of his life. The last 18 of his life. And I heard the stories of how many times he recreated himself. Now, you can look at it and say it's because of depression and this and that and industrial revolution and all these wonderful things. But honestly, there wasn't anything that he didn't think up here he couldn't be that he was. And that is so many times with so many different people. And I look at people all the time and I look at them and they're hitting this point in life going, oh my gosh, I'm sick of my job. I don't want to do this. I don't know what I'm going to do, but oh my God, I got 20 years in. I don't want to throw this 20 years away. And I look at him, I go, whoa, but hold on. How many years do you have left before retirement? oh my gosh, I'm 42 and I can't do until I'm at least, 67, 72. And I'm like, so you got 20 years in and you want to keep doing this for 20 some more years? Oh God, the thought. Exactly. Society has put on you, a retirement plan, a severance, or whatever. Why? Why do that to yourself? If you're going to be on this planet for 70 to 90 years or greater or less, why would you think you have to jump in and just do one thing for all of those? What a waste of experience. What a waste to think you can only do something once while you're here. Now, we put on ourselves an occupation. We put on ourselves how much money we want to live by and grow by. We put that on us. But seriously, if you take all of that off, and you go, what I want, even if you decide to be a factory worker, but even if you take all that away and you go, you know what? The first thing I was told when I came here was I could be whatever I wanted to be. And they never said you had to pick one. They said whatever. You can be whatever you want to be. I want you to create whatever you want to create. If you want to do it for 6 months or 50 years, that's really up to you. But you choose. The second part of this is really consciousness. The consciousness is as you grow, the way you think, the way you look at things. So often, as we've spoke to you about before, we come into this world and we are taught things by our parents and the church and society. But what if you wiped all that away? And what if you sat there and thought, wait a second, I want to grow within my own thought process and I want to grow past what I've been taught. And I want to watch myself build me and see things in a different light. I know I do all the time. All the time, I see myself in a different light and I see others in a different light and I see situations in a different light. And allow yourself to grow, because really what we're getting back is into consciousness, which is really being all one, realizing that you affect somebody else, affects somebody else, affects somebody else. And it goes much deeper than that. It grows and it builds everything around you. It takes heaven and it does put it on earth, because truly that's what we're getting to. That's what the whole goal is. And I know it sounds like a silly goal. To be able to walk in both realities at the same time. It's what our goal is. And the only way we're going to get that goal is if we continue to grow and we continue to build and we continue through generations upon generations. Now, ascension, like I said last week, is not going to happen in this lifetime. Unless you're a monk or some gentleman up in Tibet sitting on the side of a hill. Hello, Rebecca. And slowly getting there. Even that gentleman's got enough wisdom to tell you, probably not going to get there in this lifetime, but I may in the next or the one after that. Because ascension takes time until we can get to the point, back to the point of living in this body for 500, 600, 700 years. And I do mean get back to it, because there is a whole populace that did it centuries ago. They stayed in the body forever because they were able to get a full experience. But it took 500, 600, 700 years to get to that point of getting back to where you need to be. It takes lifetimes of 50, 60, 70 years here. Because as you say, you don't come in here with a remembrance. You come in here with total amnesia. And the idea is to get back to remembering what you came here with. But do it with getting it. Do it with understanding. Do it with a broader knowledge than what you showed up with. So this is a topic we would need hours to talk about. So hopefully today we're able to just kind of glimpse over it a little bit. Give a little bit of idea, hopefully help you to go, wait a second, I want to look at that. I want to delve into that a little bit more. and see if next week you're a little bit closer to where you want to be and a little less stuck than what you feel, and moving on with life. With that being said, I love that, true DeEtte. I love that, Rebecca. With that being said, we will talk to you in a few minutes as we come back with a 5-card stud. This is DeEtte here on School Through Spirit. See you in a few.
Do you or someone in your family suffer from nightmares? Is your home cluttered and you can't seem to clear it out? Your home or office may have low vibrational energy, and it could be impacting you and your family. Using the ancient techniques of dowsing, Master Dowser Annette Regalo can raise the vibration of your home or office by identifying and curing stress lines and negative vortexes that may be creating disharmony in your home or office. Annette has over 20 years of dowsing experience and is passionate about creating high vibrational spaces for others to live and work. Contact Annette today at 612-394-3736 or AnnetteRegalo.com. Join us at the Souls of Spirit Spiritual and Holistic Expos as a part of your spiritual awakening journey. Get ready for a day of enlightenment and exploration at one of our upcoming expos. Our events are where all things spiritual and holistic come to life. Experience a diverse range of vendors offering healing jewelry, natural products, and metaphysical merchandise. Immerse yourself in the mystical arts guided by mediums, psychics, and Reiki practitioners. Interact with energy healers and health professionals ready to provide rejuvenating services. Be one of the first 25 attendees and receive a fantastic gift bag full of treasures from participating vendors. Bring your loved ones along. These family-friendly events have something special for everyone. The $5 entry fee includes educational speakers and up to 40 vendor booths. Mediumship group gallery is just $25. Free expo admission for those under 12 or showing military ID. Find out more about upcoming events in North, South Dakota, and Montana at soulsofspiritexpos.com.
Hey everybody, welcome back. This is DeEtte here, School Through Spirit with the Edge Network. Love the Edge Network. And if you guys have not picked up your magazine lately, I know I've not talked about the magazine lately. It's because I gave them all out. Don't have one. I gave all my magazines out. So the Edge magazine you can find at your local, drop spots. You can find them. Beautiful magazine. It has so much beautiful articles on different subjects, really about holistic health, spirituality, whatever it might be. It also has a list of practitioners in there of multiple different avenues. It also has great information on different events all over the country that people have kind of decided they want to advertise in it. And this magazine is all over the states. It really is. And it's growing and it's building and it's created by the beautiful Kelly Wagner. If you ever met her or talked to her, oh my gosh, her whole soul emanates love, which is amazing. Her husband, Steve, works with her, supports her. Just the collaboration she does are just out of this world. I love it. And as we all know, she created the Edge Network. Not for me, but you know what? I might have been the reason, the idea, the inspiration, but she has run with it and it is so phenomenal. And I love it. I love it. Oh my God, guys, can you guys see my eyes changing already? I'm always in awe. We're about to do our 5-card stud and look at, this is what happens with my eyes. I have got deep blue eyes. And I know you're looking, it's the light. It's not, people have told me multiple times, like you can go back, watch the rerun. My eyes get lighter as I get closer to this reading. So spectacular. Anyway, so let's get into our 5-card stud. Our 5-card stud is the Tree Keepers Oracle. I'm already love it. Let's open this up. I want to get into this deck, and I'm like fighting to get into this deck, but I'm gonna get there. It's me. It's not it. It's me. So 5-card stud. What we're gonna do? We're gonna pick 5 cards. I'm gonna read each of those cards. You can pick 1 card, 2 card, all 5 cards if you want. If you want, you can wait till the end and have all of them as a reading, as a whole in the end for you. Okay. So essentially you can have up to 6 readings, but let's read about this deck really quick before everybody falls off and goes, oh my God, you took too long getting there. And I don't blame you. So Tree Keepers Oracle, remember we pick different cards every week that I highlight for people because I love being able to highlight a deck so that you don't have to go buy it unless you love it, unless you want it, which I love it. Yes, it's always a new deck, Rebecca, always a new deck. People send me these decks, whether they find them online and they ship them to me, or they create their own decks and ship them to me. I found some on shelves and I'm just like, oh, that's interesting. The reason for it is because so often we go and we see them online, we see them in stores, and we can't really look at them. We see a couple of pictures and that's it. So I like to highlight decks so that you guys can go, oh my God, I really resonate with deck. I really like that deck. And then you can go buy the deck if you resonate. If not, you go, oh, I see that. Glad I didn't buy it, whatever it might be. So this one is the Tree Keeper's Oracle deck by Angi Sullins. It says, long ago, before trees were used for their pulp and fiber to hold our stories in bound form, they were story protectors of a different kind. As legend and druids can tell you, there are places on the planet where the veil between worlds is thin, and the trees were guardians of this sacred spaces. During that age, if one was lucky, one might encounter a door in a trunk of a tree, known as a doorway, a portal between magical worlds. The contents of this oracle and guidebook were entrusted to me from a tree keeper in Lapland, who guided one of the ancient groves in a reindeer forest. I apologize. One evening, under a billowing curtain of aurora borealis, while night settled on the shoulders of the mountain like a sigh, the tree keeper gifted me her legacy book. This work is derived from that tome. It includes 44 gold gilded edged cards, 108-page fully illustrated guidebook, and organza drawstring pouch. Hey, May. Oh my gosh, I miss you, hon. Thank you. I'm already in love with this deck. I won't even lie, because I know some people look at this and go, oh my gosh, it's a bunch of hooey. It's not. I have had trees speak to me, and I'm not kidding you. Like, they've been speaking to me and talking to me all my life. Full stories. And I know that sounds like hoopla. And I had some friends I told that to, and they didn't believe me. And they probably forgot it right after I told them. I'm like, well, whatever. You don't believe, that's fine. It's my life, not yours. Who cares? Anyway, they were going to take me to this amazing place to see what I felt. And this is many years ago. This is really at the very, very beginning of, I was Reiki. I wasn't a medium yet. Who knew? And they were going to take me to this old fort place where military happened and a lot of slaughtering what happened. And we got there, it was about 9:00 at night. It was dark already, couldn't see down below, and the cop told us we couldn't go down there. So we were like, okay. And I walked up to a tree. He said we could see in the park where we were parked up, but we couldn't walk into the thing because of vandalism and stuff. We're like, okay. So I walked up to a tree as they were all mingling, doing their thing. And I put my hand against a tree. And the tree told me everything that had happened there. Everything. Now, it was before this tree was even alive. But it knew the stories. It knew all of it. And I was crying. And one of the guys comes up to me and goes, oh my God, what's going on? And they're like, oh, you okay? I'm like, I'm fine. I said, I told them everything this tree told me. And they're like, how do you know that? I'm like, the tree told me. And they were blown away that I found this out from a tree. And I've done that my whole life. I've talked to the trees my whole life. I've heard their pain. I've heard their stories. I've rejoiced in their joy. Trees are such a beautiful knowledge. I mean, think about their vines underneath, their roots, vines are top. Their roots underneath, their roots are going out all over. It's a network system. It's beautiful. So much information can be gotten from them. And I love seeing portal trees. I will tell you what, I'm the person, I see a portal. I'm like, even on the property where I live, there's a portal tree. Oh my gosh. And the portal's not at the trunk. The portal's actually it's like a fairy tree. It's a beautiful portal above. And I'm like, I don't care what tree, that tree cannot be cut down. And he has cut down a lot of trees. And I always look and goes, don't worry, the portal tree's there, the fairy tree's there. I'm like, thank you. And it's gorgeous. So trust me, when you see a portal tree, you know it's a portal tree. So let's get into our deck. Okay, the tree keepers. Oh, I do like this. Look at this. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh, even the energy on this. The energy is amazing. I love it. It says, as legend and druids can tell you, there are places on the planet where the veil between worlds is thin, and the trees are guardians of this sacred space. Guys, a book. It's a nice, hefty book. Let's look at. Oh, I love her. I love Angi. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful full color pages with some words. I love this. Keeper of the Flow. Lots of great stuff in here. I love this. I love the full cover pages, which is amazing. Oh, look at that. I don't even know what this is. She's got extra stuff in between. Extra. This is shameless. There's no shame here. The answers is new. The nature is beautiful. Like little things in between, little surprises. I love this, guys. I think right off the bat, that even the book is screaming. Great book to start with. I love this. It is the Keeper of the Trees. Beautiful pictures. I like this. So let's get into the deck. Simply gorgeous. So stunning. I'm in love. I haven't even started with, I haven't even opened the cards. They're still in bound form. It is gold. I'm in love. This might be my new favorite deck. Won't even lie. Won't even lie. Oh, I love that, Rebecca. I love that. Okay, so let's do some shuffling here. I'm not sure if I'm going to have to use the book this week or not. We'll see if we're drawn to it. If not, we're just going to use the cards again. 5-card stud is picking 5 different cards. You are going to pick a number 1 through 5. You can pick 1 card, 2 cards, all 5 cards. This really is your reading. Again, you can wait until the very end. And after I get done with the 5 individual cards, we're going to turn around and put them all together like you would at a normal like tarot oracle reading. If you have got 6 issues, do yourself a favor, write them down. Pre-plan this one, guys, and put a number by each issue. And there's going to be some help to result, some guidance for that. So there we go. Many of people have found their way to decks of cards based on this type of stuff, which I love. Okay. Oh, these feel great. These feel great in the hands. I won't even lie. I'm in love, and I haven't even looked at a card yet. Keeper of Trust. I think we might go to the book a little bit because there's a lot in here. I will tell you, there's a lot. There's a ton. So much. You know what? Maybe I'll just run with it. I don't want to. I want to go to the book. I want to see what more she's got to offer. But part of me just says kind of look into this, because when I'm looking at this card, it's the Keeper of the Trust. It's, look at her. Her eyes are shut. So much is happening around her. So much is going on. And this truly is what's happening in your life. Like you can shut your eyes and go, holy crap. Oh my gosh. It's like a tornado happening around me. Ideas, thoughts, things, life, whatever happening. And I do believe that's what's going on. If you pick card number 1, you're sitting in there in this place where so much is going on, and really it feels like a whirlwind of stuff. It's time for you to shut your eyes. It's time for you to go and go inward. It's time to trust that everything is happening for a reason. It's time to go, everything is going on. Everything's happening. It's okay. I'm going to be fine. Life is what it is. And to realize what is going to fall on your plate needs to fall on your plate, and what is not going to is not going to. Okay? Plain and simple. Open your mind, open your heart, allow life to happen. Okay? Trust that what is happening for you is going to happen for you. Trust that this is not going to hurt you. It's not going to kill you. You're going to be able to continue going on through life. Okay? Card number 1, literally close your eyes, relax, take a deep breath, acknowledge everything going on around you, but that you are the center of the storm. You are the eye, you are the calm place. And all of this is just stuff. Card number 2 is Keeper of Follow-Through. Love that card. Look at that, Keeper of Follow-Through. Look at that. Beautiful. When I'm looking at this card and when I'm looking through, it really is the follow-through. Obviously, it's a follow-through, but let's look at this card a little bit. Let's look at it. Now, in this card, you can tell it's not quite nighttime. There is light around. This is definitely a daytime. I don't even think this is moonlight. This feels like, somewhere during the day, but really we're in the forest. We're in the depths of the forest. So it feels a little bit darker, but we're still during the daytime. And we're walking through this. She has that light. She has that light going, you know what? It's broad daylight. I'm in the forest. It's a little dark in here. You know, I can't see things as well as I normally do, but I don't want to stop. I don't want to stop. I'm going to keep moving. I'm going to keep going forward. I'm going to get my friends here. I'm going to get my light out, and I'm going to keep dredging on. And that this is what it is. You're in a spot in life where you're going, oh, I just can't do this anymore. Like, I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do. I just want to quit. No, 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 no. It's time to keep going. It's time to go, wait a second. This was a great idea. This was a great adventure. I need to go through to the end on this one. So grab your tools and realize that you're in this for par for course and just keep going with it. Okay, don't stop yet. Card number 3. Okay, Keeper of Sanctuary. Keeper of Sanctuary. Let's look at that card. Okay. So often, card number 3. So often when we look at this, we get lost. We get very lost in life. Okay. We don't know if we're coming or going. Okay. Now, I don't know if you look at this. When you look at this card, you see, I initially seen the coin, I seen the vines, I seen the birds. I did not see the lady down below. But I seen everything above, and everything above looked very chaotic to me. It looked like, oh my gosh, what else is going on? Oh my God, here you're going. But where's she at? She is sitting in a place of sanctuary. She's sitting in this place of, it doesn't matter what's going on. This is saying for you to find your place. It is for you to go to that safe haven, whether this is a place in your house, a place in nature, your car seat, wherever this might be. It's time for you to go to that place and have a calm mind, have peace. Okay. Bring yourself back to there. Sanctuary can definitely be a place, because so often we say that sacred spot, but sanctuary really is that place in your mind and in your heart. And that's where it's saying you need to get to that place. You need to start taking care of that place for you. Okay. Life is getting to be a little much. You're pulling yourself 15 different directions. There's no reason to go all over there. So it's time to come back. It's time to go, wait, take those deep breaths, come back to center, realize you need to bring yourself back to your mind. Okay. Card number 4, Keeper of Shift. Keeper of Shift. Things are happening. Things are happening. And this card, I love this because look at this card. She's like, hey, here I am. Shifting is happening. Great things are happening. Life has gotten very much, here we go. And here we go. We're flipping to something different. Life is shifting. Your attitude is shifting. Your life is shifting. Circumstances, everything is shifting. And if you pick card number 4, that's exactly what's happening. Everything is moving, dancing, grooving, everything. And it feels like excitement, chaos, and scary all wrapped up in one. That's okay. Embrace it, because life is shifting. Everything is shifting. Sometimes you have to sit back and go, okay, where's this ball rolling to now? And that's okay. Smile, embrace it. It's what's supposed to happen. It's just what's supposed to happen. And the last card, card number 5. I love these cards. Have I told you I love these cards? Keeper of Innocence. Look at that. I'm looking at this beautiful woman. Looking at this gorgeous stag here. And we're looking at the innocence. It is really kind of looking forward inside of here. This card is the innocence is here. It's not having a prejudgment of what is happening around you. So often you're sitting in this space prejudging, whether this is, I'm afraid of what's happening around me. I'm terrified of what's happening. I'm projecting good versus bad or whatever on this. Innocence isn't a projection of feelings or knowledge onto something. Innocence is sitting back and going, I'm just being. I'm going to allow it to come to me. I'm going to allow the understanding to come after the experience. Okay. So look at that. Allow yourself to be in the moment. Allow yourself to just go, oh, I don't know what's going on, but I'm not going to put any preconceived thoughts, feelings into this. I'm just going to sit here and be with it. Okay. Love that for you. Card number 1 was Keeper of Trust. Card number 2 was a Keeper of Follow Through. Card number 3 is Keeper of Sanctuary. Card number 4 was Keeper of Shift. Card number 5 was Keeper of the Innocents. Now, when I'm looking at all these cards, I love this because this week really is about you finding that space within yourself, that pure quiet, that place where you go inward, where you're not allowing the rest of the world to happen. Okay. You're going, I feel stuck. I don't know if I'm coming or going. I don't know where I'm supposed to be. I don't know where I'm supposed to be going. You know, whether this is your full life or if this is just a small part, it might be your spirituality, your growth, who knows? It doesn't really matter. It's just, I feel stuck. Okay. And this week is about you going, okay, wait a second. I have to trust this process. I have to trust that whatever is going on, it's supposed to be happening and that it's okay for that to happen. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of go within and I'm going to come onto myself. I'm going to go to my sanctuary. I'm going to breathe. And then I'm going to push forward because what's happening, I'm following through with this. I'm going to keep pushing forward, but I'm going to understand that through this is a lot of changes that are happening. The changes are within you. The changes are outside of you. But because changes are happening with you, the changes are affecting you on the outside, guys. This is how it is. When you have a change of attitude, when you have a shift within yourself, life shifts and it shifts for the better. But trust when that shift happens this week, don't be afraid of it. Don't be scared of it. Don't retract from it. Have that follow through and go, I'm going to keep pushing through this because this is where I want to go. I want to go forward. This is where I need to be. And trust it's going to happen for you. Anybody knows, any good chef knows if you want to create a masterpiece in the kitchen, you're going to create a mess getting to there. And that's okay. It's a trusting the process and realizing that no matter how big the mess is, the masterpiece is going to be beautiful. You can clean all this up later. But you have to push through. You have to push through to make it there. I love this deck. I love this. I won't even lie. This deck is a keeper. I love it. I love it. I love it. I would recommend this as a 15 out of 10. I love Angie. I love her deck. I cannot believe this deck landed on my desk. I'm so happy this. To the person that picked this and sent it, bravo. You did awesome. You did awesome. Love it, love it, love it. So let's talk about where I'm at this week, next week, every other week. I am in California this weekend, guys. I'm in California this weekend. Why? No events. Absolutely no events. What's happening is a dear friend of mine needed some assistance. And in Spirit, guess what happened? Spirit said, DeEtte, you need to go. And I went, okay, let's go. Let's make this happen. This has been planning for a few months now, since I think about January, something like that, December, January, whatever it might be. But Spirit talked, I listened, and I went, okay, I don't know why I have to go there. I don't know. And I will tell you, I've always said to the world, I've never been to California. I've never had a want to go to California. I don't even know why. I've always said that my big butt will be the last thing that drops in California. Why? Because I will be that extra kilogram that kicks that off the planet. And I don't know why. It's an inner fear. I don't know why I've always had this inner fear, Keller. There's no reason. There's no rhyme. There's no reason. So no preconceived judgments. I'm going to California, guys. I'm going to go to California. I get to do some beautiful helping of a friend. I get to see a mountain from one side. I get to see the desert on the other side. I get to see a lot of sand, a lot of gloriousness, and a lot of shopping, I hear, for my store. So, and a lot of amazing conversations. So this week is about helping somebody else and probably getting a little less stuck myself, kind of knowing where I'm going in life. Who knows? But where am I the week after? I will be back Monday, by the way, guys. I'm literally leaving Thursday. I will be back Sunday because we all know my life goes really fast. So where am I after that? Let's pre-plan ahead because I'm excited. There is a Paracon being put on Beyond the Veil. It is the Midwest. I believe it's called Midwest Paracon. Look up MetaPara Pro. Look up the Beyond the Veil fence. Look up the Midwest. You will find it. It is in Chippewa or Eau Claire, Wisconsin, up in that area. Phenomenal. Super excited for this one. Why? Because my pair peeps are joining with my metaphysical peeps. Not all of them. I'm sad because they're not all going to be there, but And I'm going to have I've already told all my metaphysic peeps, I love you all, but you're not going to see much of me. Why? Because my pair peeps are there. And ones I just never get to see. Patty Negri. Oh, my dear, she is a sister like none other. I love this witchy lady. The Good Witch of Hollywood is going to be there. And she was a last minute sign and so excited for her. Mike Ricksecker, phenomenal man, amazing author, is going to be there. Joe Frankie. I have talked about Joe. I work for Joe. Joe Frankie is going to be there. Oh, I will. Thank you, Tim. I'll make sure to remind everybody. Joe Frankie is going to be there. Joe Frankie worked with Ed and Lorraine Warren for half of his life. We've got paranormal, and then we got the real deal paranormal. And this man has got stories and realities and a whole life. And I will tell you what, he's going to be on stage talking, and I cannot wait for that morning because he's amazing. Jason Hawes is going to be there. Sherry, the lady that's with him, his daughter Satori, and her partner in crime, the paranormal couple, are going to be there. It's just the list goes on and it goes on and goes on. And oh my gosh, if I knew where my phone was, there it is. Let me tell you the rest, because I am so excited. I am so excited for this list. I can't even tell you how excited I am for this list. I sent Patty the list because she was like, oh my God, it's already on there. So we have got Patty Negri, Jason Hawes, Adam Berry, Alan Searcy, Aaron Sagers. I've been at many cons with him. I finally met him at the last con, Michigan. Great guy. Madam Adam, Heidi Hollis, the paranormal couple, which is Satori and her. I feel bad. I can't remember his name. I'll remember it after this lifetime. Traveler's Moon. It is Kelly and Chris Nielsen. I love these two people with all my heart. Riley LeBlanc, Joe Frankie, Deb Shockey, Sharon Benedetti. She's the one that's on the show with Jason Hawes. Erin Houdini, April, the psychic housewife of New Jersey's coming in. Barnaby Joe's, Mike Ricksecker. And guess whose face is on it? Mine. My face is on that. We got the celebrity ghost hunt, which is going to be with Adam Berry. We got a ghost hunt with Traveler's Moon. And we got a free magic show, which is Erin Houdini. Come on, guys. This is going to be, and I feel bad again because I got so many metaphysical peeps that are going to be there. I'm rooming with them. These are my best friends. I love these ladies dearly. Guess where I'm going? I'm going to hang out with my parapeeps. Why? Because I never get to see them. And guess what? Even though I work for Joe, I've never met Joe in the flesh. Hundreds of conversations, hours of conversations, hundreds of hours of conversations. Finally get to meet him. I'm so excited about this. So super excited. It's going to be a phenomenal weekend. It's awesome. You also have Kara that's, I love you, Saranjo. Saranjo knows this. She might one of my BFFs. And I've already told her, although we will be sharing a room, sleeping in the same bed together. Mwah, I love you. I'll see you on Sunday night. But she loves me, and thank God she loves me. If not, she'd probably go kick her to the curb. Anyway, it is at the Chippewa Valley Expo Center in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Super excited. This is going to be an amazing event. Again, it's not this weekend. It's the weekend after. Super awesome time. I am doing a gallery. Yes. Patty's doing one gallery. I'm doing another gallery. I'm going to talk to Patty. I want to sneak in, or I want her to sneak in. I don't care how it's going to happen, but I have been a teacher for her school. She has been a dear soul sister of mine. I've been her spiritual, what'd she call me? Spiritual stylist, that beautiful black coat with the fur. Pick that for her. Do you want me to join? Ed, are you going to be there? It's going to be amazing, guys. It's going to be amazing. I can't even tell you. It's going to be super amazing. I want everybody to show up, everybody to have a blast. It's going to be a great time. And I can't wait. I can't wait to see everybody. So you can see me too. You mean at the Paracon? I don't know what you're talking about, Ed. Anyway, guys, this has been a great show. I will see you guys again next Monday. We kind of went over. I apologize. So excited about so many things. Oh, this weekend, Saturday, I almost forgot. Thank you, Tim. I don't have the sheet with me, but it is Paraventure. Oh my God, I got to tell you all about it. This is about autism. We are raising money for autism this week, okay? Originally, we are doing a virtual event. It's a Paraventure charity virtual Paracon is what we're doing here, guys. It is being put on by Kelly Hapela. I never say her name correctly. Kelly Hapela. We are raising money for autism. We have got so many amazing guests coming on. This is just a few of them. We have got Richard Estep, a dear friend of mine, love him. MJ Dickinson, she is from England. We have got Jeff Bellinger. We have got Nikki Folsom, Shane Pittman, Dave Schrader, Larry Eisler III, my para BFF, Brad Blair, Tim Ellis, Kim, can't read her last name, and Sarah Lemos. I love Sarah Lemos. I am also doing, I also recorded a little stint. It's about 45 minutes or so on how we receive information on mediumship, psychic, whatever. I have got there. Go to Paraventure. It is literally, I'm trying to find the link so I can put it in here. I'm going to share it on, that doesn't help. I'm going to share it this way. What I'm going to do, guys, is put it in the comments so you have it later on in life. Go in there, buy your ticket. You buy one ticket. Yes, it is a virtual event, but you buy the ticket, it's going to get you into the event. You can also, if you cannot show up Saturday to watch any of those shows or miss part of them, you can watch them again later because you're going to be up. That ticket's going to get you the recording, which is super awesome. Super, super awesome. But please go in, buy your ticket, support autism, and support the cause just to raise the money for this amazing organization. There's so many people on the spectrum, and not just, we're finding a lot with children now, but I'll tell you what, guys, we have a lot of adults that have been placed on the spectrum, finally getting that, oh my gosh, this makes sense in my life. And you know what? It's just to help the cause. So there is that. I hope everybody has a spectacular week. I will see everybody next Monday morning. This has been DeEtte here with School with Spirit on the Edge Network. See you next Monday morning, guys. Bye-bye.
There are psychic mediums, but there is nothing like DeEtte. Let's face it, we all struggle time and again. But if you seek the clarity you deserve, then you need to seek DeEtte. As a master teacher, DeEtte studied under international psychic medium Lisa Williams. Together, they not only help DeEtte better tap into spirit, but also build a long-lasting relationship. So many psychics tell us what we want to hear, and that just won't cut it with DeEtte. She tells you what you need to hear. No sugarcoating. To book a reading with DeEtte is simple. Just visit her website, DeEtte.U.S. That's DeEtte.us. And follow the Yellow Brick Road to connect with DeEtte. Don't just sit there and ponder those questions. Ask them and let DeEtte guide you every step of the way. You need insight now, and DeEtte can help. Just visit DeEtte.us. That's DeEtte.us.